down overnight. Why? Because ICE raids made nearly 100% of the workforce completely vanish. People ran, got detained, or flat out got scared to death and never came back. Dairy farms are in panic mode right now. Cows gotta be milked every 8 hours. And guess what? Nobody's showing up to milk these fuckers, folks. This isn't some Texas problem either. This is happening across the entire nation. ICE isn't just out here enforcing some bullshit laws. They are actively crippling our food systems with fear and chaos. You want to talk about consequences? This ain't just about politics anymore, y'all. It's about what's on your table, what's in your fridge, or what's about to be missing from your fucking store. These Nimrods aren't saving America. They're starving it.
What up, black folks? Blueberries. We need help picking blueberries. Man, y'all hear about this shit? A hospital in Philadelphia posted a flyer asking nurses to pick blueberries on their free time on the weekends for free. Gonna help them get a promotion or a ladder or some shit, I guess in nurses' terminology. A step up to go out on the weekend and pick blueberries. You know that dumb shit? These people that went to college for no matter how many hours or years or whatever to attain that degree, and these monkey motherfuckers got the nerve to put up a flyer asking them on their free time to go pick blueberries. And we know what it's about. Immigration. Them motherfuckers ain't got nobody to pick them blueberries. And they gonna die in the fields. Cause black folks ain't picking shit ever again. Ancestors won't allow it. So yeah, man, and them nurses ain't going out. I don't even believe they had the gumption or the gall to even post that shit in a hospital. Asking nurses to pick blueberries on their free time on the weekends. Woo! Yeah, y'all, this the bullshit we dealing with, man. We got a fucking idiot running the most powerful nation, supposedly, in the world. And we got a bunch of dumb motherfuckers surrounding him. And then we got another bunch of dumb motherfuckers out here in America that can't read or do any critical thinking. You know, that keeps putting this dumb motherfucker, him, and his ilk back in office. But yeah, back to them damn strawberries or blueberries. Them motherfuckers will be dead on the vine before a nurse goes out there and pick them. You can believe that shit.
We're here. We are here at the FAFO stage. This is really bad. And if you appreciate my content, please engage with this video. I'm just going to read this to you. Multiple Texas farms shut down after almost 100% of workforce vanishes overnight. In a stunningly swift overnight change, some Texas farm operations had to shut down after losing virtually all of their workforce. An exodus triggered by the increase in immigration raids and increased enforcement. The ripple effects of these raids are the gift that keeps on giving and will be felt nationwide. Unpicked crops are now left unharvested. Livestock were left untended, and rural economies are on edge. The story isn't just a tale of woe for Texas farms, it's a warning for American agribusiness, food prices, and communities that keep food on our plates. I need you to share this with every Republican you know. And you don't even need to wait for their response. They just need to know what's happening. And this is part of my line of work. I deal with commercial farmers, including these small farmers, as clients. And I cannot tell you how this is the beginning of the complete collapse of our economy under this Project 2025 administration that doesn't know what they're doing. You talk about the immediate shuttering of farms, because this is actually what's happening. With the food, with the harvests that are lying there completely rotting. That is a loss of food to local food distributors, local grocery stores, local restaurants, hospitals. They sell their harvests, all sorts of vegetables, to businesses within the state of Texas. where you can go into your local grocery store and now you're going to see hardly any vegetables or fruit, depending on what they're growing, or a shortage of meat. This is what's going to happen. Now, all of the other industries that support farming, you've got local pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer suppliers that are just, their sales are going to plummet. These farmers aren't going to be purchasing that. You've got H-2A workers who are now gone, migrant workers who are now gone. They were paying taxes. Even if they didn't have social security numbers, they were given tax numbers, tax ID numbers. So now you got millions of dollars just poof, gone overnight from these Texas communities. You've got trucking companies that are hired to haul the produce from the farms to the packaging plants. You've got packaging plants who wash the vegetables, grade the vegetables, pack the vegetables, whose sales are going to plummet. Now you're going to have other industries who don't employ either migrant workers or H-2A workers who are going to have layoffs. This is all under Republican leadership, not just from the White House, but from the Republicans that were elected in the state of Texas. And if you think this is going to stop at Texas, you've got another thing coming. And you want to know which farms are going to be impacted further down the road? They're going to be safe for now. There's a small percentage of farmers who are actually Democrats. And they understand how important it is to protect their employees, take care of their employees. Those employees who feel safe will keep showing up for work because they know the owners have their backs, which says something about these other farms where the employees are like, I'm too scared to show up. Let me add this final thing. This is going to impact farmers. They're at risk of going out of business. Who's going to jump in? The federal government to compensate them with our tax dollars. So now our tax dollars is going to be used to cover the bullshit leadership of this administration on top of the overwhelming increasing tax dollars being used by this administration to scare, to deport, to imprison people with brown skin. Like our tax dollars.
To do is be free labor because the orange orangutan man fucked up. It's not happening. I'll die on that hill. You can't fucking make me. Hell, I can't even make me do half the shit I'm supposed to do, and I'm in my own body. Fuck around and find out. You, sir, made a whole lot more people more sick, and you're gonna try and get free labor out of the people that are gonna attempt to keep the people alive when you're trying to actively kill them. Are you outside of your fucking mind? Why don't you take that on down to your golf club and have the rich good old boys go pick some blueberries? I really feel that's good. That's reparations. That would be reparations for the enslaving of an entire race picking cotton. Go pick some blueberries, rich white boys. This is a perfect time for you to fucking have a little bit of karma coming back to get you. Anyway, I gotta drive. It's raining. I'm pissed. Wait, take time out before I piss off the people that I love. Just let me just say, I am not the keeper of reparations. I think that'd be a cool reparation, but I'm just a white chick. I don't own the reparations. I think, but you know, like, if that's something that you'd be into for reparations, I would support that. Just round all the rich white guys up and make them go do manual labor. I will support you in that. I'll support you in whatever reparations you want. Honestly, that was just an idea. But that ain't my reparations. I just want to put that out there. Don't put me in those comments. Please don't such that shit. Context is everything. And I think, generally speaking, all those really fucking hate white rich guys right now. They're like literally the worst part of America is a rich white man. I'm sure some MAGA fucker is gonna say something about that shit. Ask me if I care. I don't. No, don't ask me how we got from blueberries to reparations to hating rich white people. I don't fucking know. This brain is no longer medicated with ADHD medicine because I'm with some
friends, and I'm certainly not going to do it for blueberries. See?
I read this article, and it says they got hate after D.L. Hughley posted, which is after I posted it. I got that flyer from a friend who pulled it from the center where she works, exactly like that. I checked the QR code, and it works. It does not name the farm until you actually sign up, and in order to sign up, you have to put your name and all that good stuff, and I did not do that. So I didn't even know the name of the farm, because the link still works. It takes you to this. It says it's active, mellow work, and this is what it gives the description. This is what it says. The vibe is physical, outdoors, busy. And in location, it just gives that, and it says sign up to see exact location. This is all the information I had. So I never named a farm, and the QR code on that flyer that I blacked out, as far as I saw, didn't name a farm. But as you can see, the several times, I'm trying to block out the address because I don't want them to get, people signing up to not show up. But it goes through fulfill, which is exactly what the flyer says it's going to do. So how the person in this article got hate, if they got it, it didn't come from me, and it didn't come from the flyer that I posted, unless somebody found an unscrambled QR code and then signed up and then found the location. But I'm not doing that. I thought it was ridiculous that that was posted as a clinical ladder opportunity through Fulfill. And somebody else in another comment section mentioned that the head of Fulfill is head of the Republican Party somehow in that state. So that part makes sense. And that probably had a tie to the hospital, if I was to guess, and how all of that ended up at a facility. But the person told me exactly what facility it's in and what hospital system. And they asked me to black it out because they had been vocal at their place of work about how ridiculous it was. And again, this is somebody I know. I know in real life. So whatever hate this got through to that farm, I never pointed to it. I couldn't even tell you if it is correct, because I didn't get any further than just making sure the QR code went to Fulfill, went to that. And like I said, I blacked it out so that they wouldn't have people signing up not to be there. Like, I blacked it out to prevent exactly that from happening. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how somehow it got to that farm. Now, I didn't expect my video to go very far, because my videos don't go far. The last thing I expected is fucking D.L. Hughley to post it on Instagram, because somebody said they saw me on Instagram, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not on Instagram anymore. And once it gets there, Lord only freaking knows. But I tried. I blacked out the code, and I wouldn't have shared it if I didn't know exactly where it came from. But if the entire flyer was fake, I'll say that, then why does the QR code go to Fulfill, which is who the clinical ladder says that it's with? Why would it do that? Why would somebody create a fake flyer, post it all around the hospital for people to find it, get outraged with a link that functions, a link to sign up, and a link through the organization that says it goes through the organization that the clinical ladder is through? And if it wasn't something the hospital supported, don't you think somebody in admin walking around the hallways would have looked and said, what the fuck is this, and pulled them down? Or sent an email saying that this was sent, we don't know where this came from? Like, don't you think that would have happened? So, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, the flyer that I received and that I posted checks out. Everything is consistent. The flyer says picking blueberries through Fulfill. Scan the QR code, it gives you blueberry pickings through Fulfill. It tells you how to sign up. It has times available, and it gives you the location once you sign up. How much more legit can you get? That's what you would do if you saw it in the hospital, right? And notice in that I linked to where it showed to, it didn't say, it just said you're filling them, putting them in boxes, and putting them on the back of the truck. It says they're going to be donated, but that's a trust me bro. Truly, it's a trust me bro. And I don't trust anybody nowadays. So anyway, I just wanted to clear all of that up, because I don't know how much more due diligence. I don't know what red flags that I would have seen. That all seems, the flyer is legit. It may not be that particular farm. I don't know if it is. But the flyer is legit as far as I'm concerned. The link still works.
U.S. and the European Union have agreed to work towards zero tariffs and subsidies on non-automobile goods. President Donald Trump making the announcement less than an hour ago. He says the EU also agreed to buy, quote, a lot of soybeans. This comes after several countries imposed retaliatory tariffs targeting U.S. exports of agricultural products. Now, the Trump administration is offering $12 billion in aid to American farmers hurt by those tariffs. Our Jack Fink spoke with one farmer in Grandview in Johnson County who says the trade disputes have hit his family hard.
We realized we were outgunned. Jay Davis says when he and other farmers went to China 11 years ago, they quickly learned they took advantage of American farmers, and he knew there would have to be a day of reckoning.
One of the things that we're excited to see is some hard line by the U.S. in terms of trade negotiations.
But the hard line has created pain. Davis says the trade disputes that led to tariffs on U.S. agriculture have dropped the prices he's received for his two main crops, corn and wheat, by as much as 25% since the spring. He says the Trump administration's $12 billion in emergency aid to farmers would help, but
No, we don't want handouts. We want to be able to market our goods in a fair trade situation.
the tariffs are one thing, but the brutal Texas temperatures this year have proved to be quite another. Davis hasn't been able to produce nearly as much corn or wheat as last year.
The timing of it is terrible for Texas because so many people are dealing with drought and now depressed prices.
So in this video we are seeing Texas is in trouble. Why? ICE is the problem, because ICE is literally taking workers off the farms in Texas. Majority of Texas are farmers. 99.9% of Texas are Republicans. It's a red state that everybody knows about that. Now ICE raids are literally scaring farm workers away. So if farm workers are not showing up to do the job, then farmers are in trouble. How? Simple. Look, for example, dairy farmers. They want workers to milk those cows so that they can supply the milk to the supermarket, the milk to other parts of the country. So if there are no workers to milk those cows, to look after those cows, then America will not have milk. That is the reality. Look at the farm workers, that is the people who are literally cultivating soybeans and other produce. If they don't have farm workers to cultivate that land, to harvest that farm produce, then that is a problem, because farmers will not be able to supply those produce to the supermarket and across America so that people can have food on their table. So right now we are being told farm workers are not showing up in those farms. Farm workers are scared because majority of them are illegal immigrants. Majority of them, they are coming from Mexico, they are Latinos, they're from Cubans. Basically majority don't have the correct papers per se. So they run away, they don't show up, or when they show up, they are deported back to their original country, or they get detained, or they move to the blue states because they feel it's safer to blend in the blue state as compared to the red state. So that's basically what is happening. So right now the Texas farmers have literally cried out and say we are in trouble because we don't have any workers to help us. And remember, if you want to employ American citizens to work in those farms, they usually tell you, oh, those are not the type of jobs you can do, because they pay minimum wage. So most Americans, they cannot accept to apply for a job that pays below the minimum wage. They usually say those jobs are very difficult. No, they're not our types of job. Those jobs are basically for those, those who don't belong in America, those immigrants. They usually say something like that because at the end of the day, American citizens have papers. American citizens, they have other opportunities. So chances of them applying for jobs on the farms are very, very low. as compared to somebody who is an immigrant, who is coming in, has less opportunities. Definitely they'll try to look for jobs in the farms because they need to feed themselves, they need to pay their bills, they need to have a roof over their head. So most chances of they'll accept those farms jobs because they need to be somewhere so that they can build themselves in America as new immigrants, even though they don't have any papers. So now, literally, this is what they call FAFO season. Remember, the current administration, when they came into power, they literally say this is what they're going to do. They're going to do a lot of mass deportation. Unfortunately, when people had that, they thought it's only going to affect other people and not them. Now, Texas farmers are suffering right now. They're crying because if they're not able to sell their produce, they'll not be able to pay their mortgages, their farm mortgages. They will be losing those farms if they're not able to pay their mortgages on time. If they're going to make losses, then they're going to lose their farm in the long run. They're going to lose their assets in the long run. So it's a ripple effect. One or another, it's a ripple effect that is affecting them and they're feeling it. And of course, if the farmers in Texas, they're not able to supply those produce in the supermarket or across America, and people are unable to get those food in the homes, then food prices are going to be very high. The demand of food supply is going to be very high, and if the supply is very low, then people are going to fight over food. So the ripple effect is kind of, affecting everybody in society in America. So let me know what you think about this video, and that's the reason why you're being told wherever you're voting, please vote wisely. Wherever you're voting, know who you're voting for. Wherever you're voting, please do your research thoroughly so that you avoid such situations. So let me know what you think about this video. Drop your comments and please subscribe to my channel.